Heavy tension in the land after Bola Ahmed Tinubu's government and their rep, endorsed a post that was addressing Igbos as monkeys. I'm going to show you the post and I'm going to tell you people's reaction to this. Abike Dabiri, who is, as a matter of fact, the diaspora commission that oversees Nigerians outside the country, is coming out to endorse a post who is representing Bola Ahmed Tinubu's government. When we tell you people that the hatred against the Igbos is being commissioned and institutionalized by this Bola Ahmed Tinubu's government, a lot of people doubt what we are saying. I'm going to read in proper context. This was the same way Bola Ahmed Tinubu went and rewarded all the ethnic bigots. Bayo Onanoga in 2023 elections used all forms of slur and derogatory words against the Igbos. Bola Ahmed Tinubu compensated him and made him his mouthpiece and his media aid. The same thing he compensated Abike Dabiri, who has always had a disdain for the Igbos. Now she is endorsing a post that addressed Igbos as monkeys. And you keep on wondering why the Igbos are always, well, apart from that, we're going to equally play a video to show you how Erufai review that Bola Ahmed Tinubu's government have been paying bandits and invariably funding them without even telling the Nigerian people what they've been doing. And apart from that, we're equally going to show you what P2B said about taxation. Remember, Bola Ahmed Tinubu added 5% tax to petroleum products. That means if you are buying fuel of 10,000, you're paying 500 and all that. And I'm going to reveal to you how some influencers, this particular lady's name is Ruth, she was sponsored by her so-called company to Ghana, and immediately she went to Ghana, she started comparing the prices of petrol prices to Ghana with some of her so-called influencers, and people told her that you are being used ignorantly by the government because they have future plans. And immediately, as a matter of fact, they came back to Nigeria. The Bola Ahmed Tinubu government had to add this particular 5% tax to petroleum products. We are going to dissect all these things for you to understand that some Nigerians are being used even without their knowledge. And she kept on denying, I don't know, I was not being sponsored by the government and all that. She even went ahead to start suing people. We are going to discuss all these things in proper context in this particular video. But meanwhile, before we delve into that particular Abike Dabiri's controversial statement endorsing a post calling the Igbos as monkeys, if this is your first time or coming across my video and channel, do it to subscribe and click on the notification button. Equally tap on the like button so that this particular video can go viral. Now let's go ahead. Now from the post you could see on your screen, they said Abike Dabiri Erewa shares post calling Igbos monkey. Remember, this particular woman is from the Yoruba tribe. Let's continue. It said Abike Dabiri Erewa, chairman of Nigerians in Diaspora Commission (NIDCOM), on Wednesday amplified a derogatory post that referred to Igbo Nigerian citizens of Southeast extraction as monkeys and gorillas. Mrs. Dabiri Erewa had earlier posted a video of a trafficked girl she identified as Mercy, who was rescued from Libya on Monday. In reaction to Mrs. Dabiri Erewa's post, an ex-user being Wale Akere, posting via Akerelu's, lauded the NIDCOM boss for her work while berating Igbos as monkeys, children of gorillas and bastards. Pay attention to this particular thing. My sister, you are doing well. Allow these monkeys to continue. Look at the post that a government official shared. My sister, you are doing well. Allow those monkeys to continue to make unnecessary noises. They are born to be ungrateful people. Those animals tagging you, they are children of gorilla history. Their children of gorilla history told us about them. Kudos to you, Madam Abike Dabiri. Voice of Igbo, see what my sister has done. Omar Ale, in her spoke Yoruba. Now, in apparent approval of Akelelori's toxic post, Mrs. Dabiri Erewa reposted it with memes of laughter, amplifying the message. On Mrs. Dabiri Erewa's timeline, the post has been viewed by over 15,000 people, gathering more than 53 reposts and over 100 comments. In case you are looking for the post, look at the post here. Look at the Abike Dabiri on Twitter misbehaving. This is a government official reposting a derogatory statement against a particular set of people. You could imagine how Nigeria functions. In a developed country, this woman will not have a job in the next 24 hours. But like I said, the hatred against Igbos is being, as a matter of fact, institutionalized and commissioned by the government. That is why nobody will take any action against this particular woman. Rather, they will even reward her more and promote her. In fact, the sole idea of your promotion is for you to make sure that you denigrate the Igbos. Tell me why Bayo Onanoga, who is a known ethnic bigot, will have a place in Asorok, a place that you claim represents the entire country. So how do you feel that the Igbos will be comfortable? How do you think the Igbos will feel comfortable in a country that has bigots surrounding the president? And that is why when they allocate money or budgets or projects, you see that the Southeast will be marginalized or probably given the smallest share, because you have bigots who do not love the region, despite that the fact that the region has a lot of viabilities. You could imagine, I'm going to show you the comments of some people. You could imagine how shameful it is. Abike Dabiri, a government official coming out to laugh at an ethnic slur, calling people monkeys and gorillas and all that, and she's happy. This same woman that you're seeing like this, had, there was a time, some people, she came out and said that in Indonesia, that 20 out of 21 Nigerians on death row were from one state in the southeast. Whenever it comes to the Igbo, she will not use the word Nigerians. She will specifically state that it is Igbos and all that. This is the same one Bola Tinubu is rewarding. They will promote her. I can boldly hit my chest and tell you that they will promote her, because this is what they want. They love it when the Igbos are being marginalized or probably, insulted and all that. And when these people complain, they think that they don't know why they are complaining. Tell me, in a developed country, that this woman, this careless woman, or this useless woman will actually, have any job to her name, despite the fact that she's a non-bigot. Despite the fact that she's a full-blown non-bigot. I don't blame her. Let me read the comments of some people to respect to this. Now, they said some of the comments of some people as you can see on this, said, reacting to the post on Mrs. Dabiri Eriwa's timeline. The person's name is David, reacted and said, "This is the lowest I have ever seen in the history of Nigeria." People were shocked that a government official had to, react to a derogatory statement like that. Five Breed said, "I thought this place was being handled by a responsible woman, but seriously, I see it's for her tribe interest, and we will respond to you as a tribal bigot." People have seen that she's a tribal bigot. This person said, Mr. Also said, "One useless fellow who happened to be pushed into the corridors of authority." They are referring to her, that she's a useless fellow who happened to be pushed into the corridors of authority. You never disappoint. You always show the stuff you are made of, a concatenation of vicious and virulent characters hidden behind makeups. And people actually saw who she is. Very shameful and pathetic that these kind of people are allowed to access the corridors of power. Very shameful. Very, 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 very shameful. Well, I just wanted to bring it up for people to understand what the Igbos are actually facing in Nigeria. This is no longer coming from maybe a burner account of probably ordinary individuals. These are top government officials making utterances like this. Meanwhile, that's that for that. Remember, I told you guys that Bola Tinubu added 5% tax on petroleum products. After this lady known as Ruth and other so-called influencers on Twitter went to Ghana and started comparing the price of petrol in Ghana to Nigeria, saying that Nigerian petrol is cheaper than Ghana and all that, And people told her that, listen, that you might not know that you'll be used systematically to help the government to push forward this particular 5% tax, because first of all, the government will actually try to paint a narrative that Nigeria is paying less for petrol, something that will have in abundance in our country compared to Ghana that do not even have any. But they're trying to make it look as if that Nigeria should pay more than Ghana and all that. And the lady is now crying and saying that this and that. And let me play her video so you could see her own defense. Meanwhile, after that we'll play. I'll show you what people said about taxation and the 5%.
False accusations about me that my trip to Ghana was sponsored by the government, and I'm going to clear the air for the last time. It is very unfair that people are spreading these rumors about me, because several times I have used my platform to call out the government. During Benue killings, I was in Benue, right? I was in Benue in May this year. And then sometimes we'll be sleeping and then we'll be hearing gunshots. I used my platform not once, not twice, several times. I called out the government that they should act. This same year, I made a tweet that Tinubu has borrowed so much, even more than Buhari, despite not paying for fuel subsidy. So I don't understand why the tweet I made about Ghana fuel, because I made that tweet out of compassion, because I was like, why are they paying so much for fuel? Like, how are they coping? Then some people now came and started using it to make political agendas. It's not fair. Honestly, I hate it when people accuse me wrongly, because I can go to any extent to prove my innocence. I don't know why this government now decided to add 5% tax on fuel, but I have nothing to do with it, and I can go to any extent to prove my innocence.
You know, the problem with this kind of people is that she might not sincerely know that she is being used, as a matter of fact, for a future agenda or probably future plan of the government to tax the nation. Probably she went there and they started, chipping in these conversations. The people that took them there might start chipping in these conversations, like, do you know the fuel price is cheaper in Ghana than in Nigeria? Do you know this and that? And they kept on feeding them, and she might not know that this is social engineering. They kept on feeding her with this information until she put it out on her social media. And this is something a lot of them do not understand, how social engineering works. You might think you are doing it independently without knowing that you are being influenced subconsciously to actually put out some of those information out there. And at the end of the day, it will look as if probably you did it out of your own volition and all that, not knowing that you are being compelled systematically and subconsciously to put it out. And this is what she failed to do. Now the government has placed 5% tax. Do you know what it means? That if you buy full of 10,000, you have to pay 500, 20,000, you're paying about 1,000 something. And many people do not understand the implication that you are taxing people that you've not even given anything. You increase the price of fuel, you remove fuel subsidy. Then in a product that is abundant in our country, you still want us to pay taxes on it. It makes no sense. And when you want to speak, they try to compare you with Ghana and other areas, people that do not even have enough oil at their own country, or in their own country. And this lady is out here crying out as if somebody actually maltreated her, not knowing that probably she has been used for a social experiment to know how Nigerians is going to react. And probably that is what made them to push forward this particular 5% this thing. The good thing is that everybody will actually feel the heat. Everybody will actually feel the heat. You could see what she's trying to defend herself and how she's trying to defend herself. Well, that is that for that. Look at what P2B said about taxation first before we talk about the Erufai's comment on the payment of bandits and all that. Look at what P2B said, as you can see on the screen. P2B said taxation is an investment. We have 90 million Nigerians who are not doing anything. The government first has to invest. How? By putting money in SMEs in a bank. You cannot withdraw without paying in. Nigeria needs to invest in its people, after which they would pay back via taxes. And this is just a summary of what taxes is all about. You cannot go and be taxing and unemploy somebody. You must actually provide them with something, with the basic amenities, with everything. So when these people become productive and they are not earning much more money, you can start taxing them and deducting whatever thing you want to deduct from their salaries and from whatever thing you want to deduct from. But in Nigeria here, every citizen provides basically everything for himself. You provide electricity for yourself. People buy fuel every day, buy solar. How many times do you get power? People provide good water. They drip boreholes for themselves. Many people do not understand that when you go to developed countries, when you hear water bill, the government provide all these things for you. Then you pay for a certain amount of money. Good roads. Most Nigerians don't even have access to good roads. What are we saying? Every single thing you are providing for yourself. Still yet the government wants to come and tax you. That is not how a government is being run. That is not how a government is being run, or probably that is not how a government is being managed. P2B said you must invest in people. It is an investment. What he said remains the actual truth. Taxation is an investment. If you don't invest in people, there is no possible way. You don't have any moral ground to actually tax them for any reason. Well, let me play the video of Erufai for you to listen briefly to what he said about the bandits and payments that the Parliament and Igbo government have been making.
Give them monthly allowance or send food to them in the name of non-kinetic. It's nonsense. We are empowering bandits. Is that what is it? It's not the government of Kaduna State. It's a national policy driven by the Office of National Security Advisor, and Kaduna is part of it. Many states are objecting to that, but that is the policy now. Kiss the bandits. That's the new policy. My position has always been the only repentant bandit is a dead one. Let's kill them all. Let's wipe them. Let's bomb them until they are reduced to nothing. And then the 5% that still want to be rehabilitated can be rehabilitated. You do not negotiate from a position of weakness. You don't empower your enemy. You don't give him money to go and buy more sophisticated weapons. That's why the insecurity problem has not gone away and will not go away as long as this policy continues. They can deceive, they can cover up, they can do propaganda.
From what Erufai said, you will know that there is an iota of truth in what he's saying. And he said he can actually prove this if the federal government comes for him. Yesterday in this channel, I played a video how communities in the north are actually celebrating bandits. You could see them moving freely. And I played this particular video yesterday. And and this collaborates or corroborates with what Erufai is saying. If these people are having this confidence to move around and are being celebrated like kings and princes or prince in the community, it means Something is actually going on. The government is actually probably negotiating with them or probably giving them this enablement to, parade themselves in communities as kings and all that. Because tell me why they would actually have the audacity to do that if they are not being settled or probably negotiated with. And you want insecurity to end. You want insecurity to end. It's not possible. You cannot end insecurity with such kind of mindset. It's never possible. Well, that's all we have. If this is your first time I come across my video, do it to subscribe and click on the notification button so you can get notified whenever we drop videos here.